जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So welcome all to our Saturday Srimad Bhagavatam study circle. So last time we covered 29th chapter. This time we are taking 38th chapter, right?
Yes, Guruji.
The gopis search for Krishna. Who can read the summary?
Connection, Babuji?
Yes. Yes, please.
Yes. This chapter describes how the gopis, tormented through the long night by separation from Krishna, wander like mad women from forest to forest in search of him. When Sri Krishna suddenly disappeared from the arena of the Rasa dance, the gopis, their minds fully absorbed in thoughts of him, began looking for him in the various forests. From all the moving and non-moving creatures, they asked for news of Krishna's whereabouts. Finally, they became so distraught that they began imitating his pastimes. Later, while wandering in a corner of the forest, the gopis saw Sri Krishna's footprints, which appeared mixed with Srimati Radharani's. Seeing these footprints perturbed them greatly, and they declared that surely Srimati Radharani must have worshipped Krishna with unusual excellence. Since she had been privileged to associate with him in seclusion, further along the path of the gopis came to a place where they could no longer see Srimati Radharani's footprints. Then they concluded that Krishna must have taken Radharani onto his shoulders. In another place, they noticed that Krishna's footprints were showing only the toes, and thus the gopis concluded he had been picking flowers with which to decorate his beloved. In yet another spot, the gopis saw signs that led them to imagine that Sri Krishna had been tying the locks of Srimati Radharani's hair. All these thoughts brought pain to the gopis' minds. Because of the special attention she received from Krishna, Sri Radha began to consider herself the most fortunate of women. She told him that she could walk no further and that he would have to carry her on his shoulders. But just then, Lord Krishna disappeared from her sight. Srimati Radharani, extremely troubled, then began looking everywhere for him. And when she finally met her girlfriend, she related to him what had happened. All the gopis then went out to look for Krishna in the forest, going as far as the moonlight reached. But in the end, they were unsuccessful. So they went back to the shore of the Yamuna and simply sang Krishna's glories in utter helplessness.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. This is when the Raj dance began, then what happened? For some time, the Rasa dance went on smoothly, and then this happened. Krishna suddenly disappeared. So that is Krishna. Krishna is never straight. You are able to see the PPT?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Gopis search for Krishna. So Krishna's dealing with his devotees is always dynamic. So he has called them all the way from their houses in the dead of the night. You see the moon there? So it is like the night, middle of the night. They have left everything and they have come. Krishna was playing flute. And then Krishna actually told them to go back. They said, now we cannot go back. We want to be with you. That's all. And then Krishna says, okay. And then Krishna starts playing with them, the Ras, Leela, and they start dancing. Krishna expands himself and starts dancing with all the gopis, and they were so happy, and everything was so nice, wonderful. Suddenly, Krishna, so invisible. So this is Krishna's actually style of dealing with his devotees. He always keeps his relationship with the devotees very dynamic. Mm. It's never static. Mm. So he didn't say, okay, now we'll dance, and then, okay, very nice, and everybody is happy, happy. No. Krishna, he wanted to increase their love all the more. Mm. They have the love for Krishna, but they want to, Krishna wants to increase uh, the love all the more. So that's why Krishna, you cannot predict what he will do next because he is Tribhanga. He never walks straight. He is always bent in three places. Which are the three places Krishna is bent?
Hip. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
One is in the shoulder, one is in the hip, and the other one is the leg. Right there?
Yeah. Yeah, the neck. Neck is there. And the waist. Neck is Lord Krishna's neck. He looks like this. Not straight. He looks like this. The neck is bent, the waist, and the knees. Yeah. So like that he is Tribhanga. So never straight. So his dealings are also not straight. Lord Ram stands straight. And he is straight like that. But Krishna doesn't stand straight. Krishna doesn't behave straight. That is his style of working. And why he does is only to increase the love of his devotees. Now the love of gopis is topmost. So Krishna wants that topmost love to become more better. So in spiritual life, there is no end. Generally, it's good, better, best. But in spiritual life, it's best, then better, best, and best, best. And then there is better, best, best, and there is best, best, best. So like that, they always keep on increasing. There is no limit. So Krishna, although the gopis love is the highest, he wants to increase that all the more. So that is why Krishna actually doesn't go straight. He always keeps the lives of his devotees very dynamic. And because of that dynamism, there is agitation of love. And the devotees becomes more and more attracted towards Krishna by his such dealings. So Lord Ram is different, but Lord Krishna is different. So we had seen, who remembers? I had told in Narsingh Dev, then Lord Ram, then Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The difference I had told you. Nobody remembers? What is the difference between Narsingh Dev, then Lord Ram, Krishna and Mahaprabhu?
Prabhuji, you're talking about the various Purushottams?
No, I had told him, I think, one lecture. How how just like Narsingh Dev is powerful. And Lord Ram is powerful and beautiful. And Krishna is powerful, beautiful, and wonderful. Because he does wonderful activities, different. His behavior is like we saw, it's not straight. So Krishna is powerful, beautiful, wonderful. And Mahaprabhu is powerful, beautiful, wonderful, and
Merciful.
merciful. Like that, in increasing order. So Lord Krishna's activities are always wonderful because he keeps his relationship with devotees very dynamic. So this dynamism gives rise to more and more love, increase of love. So that is the only reason Krishna actually disappeared. He tells later, and I only disappeared to increase your love, O gopis. There is no other reason. Describes about the madness of gopis in separation from Krishna. So these are the. You are able to see, no? Okay. Yeah. This chapter, can somebody read?
No script, Prabhuji.
Yeah. What happened?
We
No
can't see
script.
people.
Oh, really? Sorry. I can see. I can share it. Oh, no? Somebody can read?
Yes, Prabhuji, now it is.
Yeah. Please. So anybody can read. Yeah. Anand Arjun Prabhu raised hand.
Yes, Prabhuji. This chapter describes about the madness of gopis in separation from Krishna. As per the Acharyas, there are three states of gopis consciousness. First one, complete internal consciousness, Unmada, Unmad, okay. Act as a Krishna by identifying themselves with Krishna. Verse 10.30.23, 19 to 22. Then second one, partial external consciousness, imitate activities of Krishna, verse 10.30, 15 to 18. Then third, external consciousness, act as gopi devotees, verse 10.30.4 to 13. Hare Krishna.
Right. So these three levels of consciousness described here in this chapter. The external consciousness means gopis, they are like searching for Krishna here and there, asking where is Krishna, where is Krishna. That is external consciousness. Now, partial external consciousness means is more thick. They started when they couldn't find Krishna, then they started imitating activities of Krishna. But when they were completely mad, then they started identifying that I am Krishna. And then with that feeling, they started acting like that. So there is mada is madness. Then there is pramada. Pramada means complete madness. And unmada is absolute madness. So gopis are on which state? Mada, pramada, or unmada?
Mother.
Unmada. That is like absolute madness. So like that they were mad at finally thinking that they are Krishna themselves, and they started doing various activities. That's complete internal consciousness. It's madness. Mad and gopis wander from one forest to another in search of Krishna. Then gopis enact various pastimes of Lord Krishna. Gopis follow the footprints of Krishna with a special gopi. The fate of that special gopi, Krishna abandoned her also. Gopis come back to the bank of Yamuna river. Mad and gopis wander from one forest to another in search of Krishna. When Lord Krishna left the assembly, the gopis felt very sorry. Just like a female elephant lost the male elephant. Started depicting Lord Krishna's pastimes. Gopis imitated different bodily features of Lord Krishna. After Unmad state subsided. Then they searched for Lord Krishna everywhere in the forest. So then first when Krishna disappeared, they became very disturbed. And they started then enacting Krishna's pastimes in madness. And then after some time, when they came to external consciousness, then they started searching for Krishna in the forest. And now uh, they are asking various entities in the forest that have you seen Krishna? Please tell us where is Krishna. So they ask some trees because they are tall trees, they might have seen Krishna. Then they ask some other trees that honor guests pure in heart. Then Tulasi plant they ask because these plants are female, nature can understand our feelings. So why? What was the reason that these trees? You see in the right there is a last column. What? Why they left asking the trees and why they started asking Tulasi? What is the reason given?
Even
Pardon? That they left asking trees. They asked trees, but then they left the trees to ask, and then they approached Tulsi to ask where is Krishna. So what was the reason of their leaving the trees and then going to Tulsi?
Yes, because Tulasi is a very close devotee of Krishna, so she will be able to reveal.
Yeah, but here you see, you see the cursor where I keep. What is
Yes,
it?
all trees are hard-hearted, being male in nature.
So they thought these trees they are very hard-hearted because they are male in nature and Tulsi is female. So that's why they approach Tulsi instead of the trees. You know, like that. So then they asked others also. Then they went to ask the different trees, Kadamba, Bilba, Bakula, hmm, maybe hard-hearted, not sure whether they know or not. Then Mother Earth they asked. So Mother Earth, because she's always in touch with Krishna, they asked Earth also. But then they left Earth also. Why? What is the reason given?
pride.
Might because of pride she is not answering. So they left her also. Then they went to the doe, the wife of deer. Has Lord Achyuta been here with his beloved? Asked doe is ecstatic. Trees like that, they are just mad asking different uh, entities. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Finally, they couldn't find Krishna. Hmm. And then they started enacting various pastimes of Lord Krishna, hmm, thinking that they are Krishna themselves. So first they started enacting Putana's pastime, then Shakatasur, and Trinavarth, and then Vatsasur, Bakasur, then flute and coin. These pastimes they started enacting, lifting Govardhan hill. So in which state these pastimes are? Which level? Three levels we saw.
Unmada.
Unmad.
This is Unma, complete because they are thinking I am Krishna. And then external consciousness, partially external consciousness was enacting, imitating different other activities. So here everybody is thinking Krishna. Driving away Kalia, swelling the forest fire. Okay, let's see whether you can understand. Which is this pastime in the middle?
Kalia.
Kalia Daman. The another gopi climbed on the head only. Okay. Now, This is other pastime. What she is doing? What is she doing here? Huh?
Is she carrying the footwear?
Here one gopi is lying down and another gopi is holding the feet of that gopi. And this gopi is what she is doing, opening the mouth of another gopi. I think killing Bakasur maybe. You know Bakasur. This is Bakasur opening the beak. So like that, different pastimes are there. We are not on the stage of gopis. We cannot understand what they are doing. So like that, then they started following the footsteps of Krishna, and then they saw that there are two footsteps. One is of Krishna, and another is of Radharani. So Krishna, the gopis, then saw that another gopi is there. She must be perfectly worshiping. They were thinking that Radharani is very special because Krishna took her alone and left us. So they were feeling transcendental envy for Radharani. But later, then what happened? That special gopi Radharani, she also felt little proud because I am the special one. Then Lord actually gave her up also. And then other gopis found Radharani finally, and she was crying. And then she told them how Madhava had given her much respect, but she suffered for the dishonor. All gopis were amazed. So the particular gopi thinks about herself as special because Lord Krishna abandoned us with other gopis. They don't want to make Krishna tired as he might be running away from them. They don't want. So gopis returned, completely forgot about their homes. They came back to the banks of river Yamuna while sitting and waiting for him. They started singing the glories of the Lord. So like that. So there are three states, you see. One is Unmad is when they start acting like Krishna. Second is there's partial external consciousness. That is like they sing the glories of Krishna. In the external consciousness, they act like gopis. They are like asking various trees and like that. And where is Krishna? So these three states are basically there in this whole chapter. So now, we see that the whole pastime, that how Krishna disappeared, only actually to increase the longing or separation feeling of the gopis for him. That was the main reason Krishna wanted, and that later he answers also. But the gopis, they feel Krishna left because he's very ungrateful. Like that, they ask him question when he comes back. Like that, they take his interview after that. Like that. So Krishna that time tells. So Krishna always. So here the acharyas tell that how there was some pride, apparent pride in the hearts of the gopis and in the heart of Radharani. So that's why Lord Krishna left them. So what was the pride in their heart?
That Krishna is with them.
Yeah, Krishna is there, and we are very fortunate, like that. So that pride, although not very bad, that proud of being fortunate with Krishna, but that pride also Krishna doesn't like. So our acharyas tell that how pride, Krishna doesn't like pride in the hearts of the devotees. So that is actually the first lesson, that if one develops pride in his heart, then Krishna leaves that devotee. Just like Krishna left the gopis because they were proud, and then afterwards Radharani also became little proud, and then Krishna left her also. So Krishna and pride go ill together. Wherever there is pride, Krishna cannot be there. So Krishna doesn't like pride. And we see in Govardhan Lila also how Krishna smashed the pride of Indra, and then in Brahma also. So whoever becomes proud, Krishna doesn't like that pride in heart of devotee, and he will smash that pride. So that's why we should be always humble. Humility attracts Krishna, and pride repels Krishna. Hmm. So we should develop pride or humility. How to attract Krishna then in our lives?
Cultivating humility.
By cultivating humility. So even if they are gopis and they become proud, then Krishna leaves their association. Then what to speak of us? Hmm? Is it not? Of course, we should not think that gopis have pride, but there is a pastime which we learn some lessons. Hmm? So the gopis' pride was that like pure pride. That is not like contaminated pride and arrogance. The pride of association, we say, na? That pride of association is actually a ornament of a devotee. He feels that, oh, I am so fortunate, I am in Krishna consciousness, I am in association of devotees, I have got Krishna. So that pride is never condemned, but Krishna wants to teach lesson to us that pride I don't like. Hmm. Pride, wherever there is pride, I will not stay there. I will leave that devotee. So humility attracts Krishna and pride repels Krishna. Hmm. Like that. That is first lesson. And then second lesson is that absence makes, anybody know, can complete this line? Proverb, this is a proverb in English, no? Absence makes, you ever heard this proverb? Absence makes heart. Yeah, but what is the proverb? You never heard in the school or like that? Absence makes heart grow. Okay. Absence makes heart grow fonder. Hmm. You heard this or no? Before. So absence makes heart grow fonder. Hmm. This is a proverb in English. I remember in our school you would say. So in the absence of a loved one, the heart becomes more connected with that person. Hmm. So, so Krishna wanted to solely and purely increase this love of gopis for him. So that's why he actually, that is the actually internal reason. And external reason is the pride. Hmm. So the main reason, internal reason is to increase their love. External is just to teach us the pride. The internal reason is actually he wanted to increase their love. So by separation, the love increases. Hmm. So heart absence makes heart grow fonder. Hmm. So we had seen last time an example. Anybody remembers of some analogy of fire, fire, wind? No, I think I told you. Hmm.
Hare Krishna. Gopis love like forest fire,
Hmm.
and our fire love like candle.
Ah,
This one
yes.
example.
And wind is like
Candle.
the wind is compared to separation.
Yeah.
Hmm. So when there is wind in the forest fire, what will happen to the fire?
Fire will increase.
Fire will increase. Hmm. And when there is wind and there is a candle fire, what will happen to that candle fire?
Extinguish.
will get extinguished. So separation from Krishna, for us, because we are small, we have very less devotion currently. So separation will actually, what will happen? Our bhakti will get doused, extinguished if we get separated from devotees or from Krishna. But the gopis' love is so much like a forest fire. The wind, the separation actually increase their fire all the more. It's like a forest fire will increase all the more in the wind. Similarly, their fire for Krishna, the love for Krishna, all the more increase in separation from Krishna. So like that, our fire is very small, so we should take only small separation only. So sometimes we go out and go for preaching, but that should be for some time, and we should immediately rush back to the association and to Krishna. So the wind should be less. If there is huge wind, it means lot of separation. The candle fire is gone, and we our bhakti will not increase like gopis by separation. So there can be some separation. So like that, the acharyas give the analogy for separation. So in separation, actually, the gopis' love for Krishna all the more increased and increased and increased and increased and increased, and that's why Krishna actually left. So, so absence makes heart grow fonder. That is the second lesson. And the third is, the goal of our life is to simply become mad for Krishna. This Prabhupada told. So Prabhupada, when he was once in a GBC meetings, and then there was a lot of management going on, and so much management, this, that, how to manage this temple, that temple, this, that, devotee, everything. And so much management, and everybody was, seeing management, and there was like load of management. And then Prabhupada said, okay, we have done very nice GBC meeting, management is done. At the end, Srila Prabhupada said, this management is good, organization good, but the goal of our life is to become mad for Krishna. Not that we perfectly manage everything and I am the best manager. I can organize everything very nicely and I have become the best GBC. Everything is working very perfectly. That is not the goal. What is the goal of life? What is the goal of life?
To become mad of our God.
Become mad for
Krishna.
Krishna. To become mad for Krishna. That's what Prabhupada said. So you see, actually, to become mad for Krishna is our goal. So, I mean, if you have become mad for Krishna, anybody attend Unmad? There is mother, madness, and then is Pramad, and then is Unmad. So at least we should start from little madness, and the madness should go on increasing. And that madness, epitome of madness is becoming mad for Krishna, like the gopis. These gopis, they are completely absorbed, thinking them as Krishna and imitating pastime in the absence. Somebody Kalia Lila, somebody is doing Putana Vad, somebody is Shakruvad, then Trinavat, and is drinking the forest fire. And this, all these pastimes they are performing because they are so mad, they cannot think anything else than Krishna. They are just thinking of Krishna, 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 Krishna all the time. And what is their problem? That they cannot forget Krishna. So what they used to do, to forget Krishna when Krishna left them? What they would do? To forget Krishna. I don't know. When Uddhava had gone, so that time they would sit in meditation to forget Krishna. But Krishna was so much attached, so Krishna was so much fixed in their heart that Krishna was not ready to live at all. So Krishna was there in every blood, every breath, every molecule, every cell in their life, in their body. So Krishna, they were just so completely mad. 24 hours they were thinking. Just like you have seen a boy and a girl when they fall in love with each other. What they think? 24 hours? What the boy thinks?
What the girl?
About the,
And what girl thinks?
What the boy?
What he must be doing, what she must be doing at this time. At this time, she must be taking breakfast, and then what she will do after that. And she must be doing this, and she must be doing this, and he must be doing that. The boy and the girl, they fall in the so-called love, and then they are in love, and they only think about each other. That's all, just made for each other. 24 hours. And they cannot. We see in the Hindi movies, na? Mujhe neend na aaye. All that song they sing. And we can see what kind of madness they have. But that madness, what is the difference between that madness, between a madness between a boy and a girl, and madness of the gopis for Krishna?
Lust and love.
Lust and love. But what else is different?
without any self-interest.
Okay. This is also quite selfless. They're ready to give life for each other.
It's temporary and permanent.
Temporary and permanent. How long the love between a boy and girl lasts?
Till marriage.
Haribo. Thank you for that answer. So, till the time we get married, and then after marriage, all that love and everything is gone. So, so that is
Love
the
is,
only.
Prabhuji, love is transformed into respect and obedience, Prabhuji.
That is a soft way of saying it. Very nice. But that love doesn't remain like that. Attraction, mad attraction, doesn't remain like before. Mad attraction and thinking about each other, and then of course respect is there, and but one doesn't have that same kind of attraction for the person, and then one then tolerates. One has to tolerate. One keeps tolerating. So you can see how temporary is that love kind of. Navagandra Maharaj, once he came to Pune temple, so he was telling one story. Once he had gone to a house, and the parents, the father and mother, their son, was the young son, he fell in love with a girl. They're Punjabi. Navagandra Maharaj from that day. You all know Navagandra Maharaj, right? So he from Punjab. So this boy came to Maharaj and this girl, both of them came, and they said to Maharaj, see, Maharaj, our parents, both of our parents, they don't allow us to stay together, and we love each other. If we cannot stay with each other, we'll commit suicide. We'll commit suicide. So please do something, Maharaj. Otherwise, हम एक दूसरे के लिए ही बने हैं. If we want to separate, then we'll separate after giving our life. Maharaj was so much impressed. Wow. So then Maharaj actually convinced their parents, both the parents, because they are devotees. And they said, Maharaj said, please allow them. They love each other so much. They cannot, they will commit suicide otherwise. So let them get married. Let them settle, no problem. And the parents agreed somehow. And then they got married finally. And then Maharaj went after a few years later to their house again. And then they were staying, this boy and girl, they got married, and after a few years when Maharaj went, the girl came to Maharaj and said, uh, the boy came to the Maharaj, and the boy said, Maharaj, she yesterday she beat me with the chappal. She was complaining. Maharaj saying, इसने मुझे जूते से मारा. So that boy was complaining. And then Maharaj asked the girl, why you did like that? Why you beat him with a shoe? She said, महाराज कितने बार इसको बोला कि ये लाओ, आज बाजार से आते आते ऑफिस से भूल जाता है, हमेशा भूल जाता है, इसलिए मैंने इसको चप्पल से मारा था कि ये भूला नहीं. Then Maharaj said, my God, and they were fighting like in front of Maharaj so much. One was complaining about the other, and there was complaining about this first. There was so much complaining, and they were so much angry on each other. So for some time that love was there, but where that love went, they were not ready to live without each other. But now they cannot live with each other. So that is with everybody. No love, no boy and girl love till the end of their life like that. So, but the gopis' love for Krishna, that is so eternal and that is so uplifting. And this love of this material world between boy and girl, that is so degrading. One doesn't get purified by that love. So when Prabhupada had gone to John Lennon house in London, this John Lennon and his wife, who was the wife of John Lennon?
Some Japanese name will come. Soka like
Yoko, you know. So they were staying, and when Prabhupada had gone to their house, then they both came to Prabhupada and they said, Swamiji, we love each other so much, we cannot live without each other. So this John Lennon was saying, I love this Yoko Ono so much, and Yoko Ono was saying, I love John so much. We cannot imagine staying without each other. So John Lennon said to Prabhupada, Swamiji, please give us blessings that after this life, life after life, life after life, life after life, we stay together and we never get separated. Please give these blessings to us. Prabhupada got visibly angry. Although Prabhupada was staying in their house, Prabhupada said, this is nonsense. Once you die, you get separated forever and ever, and never you will meet again. So this is foolishness, such a blessing you are asking. The love you have for each other will not last beyond death. So that is actually not real love. Love is only for Krishna, and that stays eternally. Nobody can separate you from Krishna. That is actually love. This love is only lust, and what you are asking to stay together, it's impossible. And Prabhupada has just got up and left from there. And you know how John Lennon was killed. How he was killed? You never heard the story? John Lennon.
Food poison.
John Lennon was very proud because he was in Beatles and he became so famous and he's like a main singer. And once in the big crowd, people were like become mad for him. And once he just said in a big crowd that I am more famous than Jesus Christ also. I'm more famous than Jesus Christ. I'm greater than Jesus Christ. Because like he was so proud of himself. And one person in the audience didn't like that. He's saying that I'm more famous than Jesus Christ, I'm greater than Jesus Christ. Although they're very famous. But he's saying like that, a religious fellow, he decided to take revenge. And once later when he was giving autograph to all the people, giving autograph. This fellow also came. And he came in the last and everybody went. He said, autograph please to John Lennon. John Lennon said, okay. He gave autograph and he just turned and walked away. When I was walking, this person had a revolver in his life and he just shot from a like 1 feet distance only. and he shot his whole body. He puts 4, 5, 6 bullets in his body, and he died on the spot. And then when this Yoko Ono came and she was crying like anything, and she said, "No, it cannot be true. It cannot be true. Please tell that this is a dream." All people came and then they saw that John Lennon is dead. Of course, this person was in the jail, but then Yoko Ono was not able to control herself. She might have remembered Prabhupada's words that time. Might be. So anyway, that is the love of this world. What love is that? Actually, love is for Krishna. So our love for this so-called other relatives, friends, and family, that only lasts for this one life. But the gopis' love is actually love, and that one should aspire to become mad like the gopis. So the goal of our life should be simply mad for Krishna. Hmm. That madness, that love actually gives such great happiness and joy in life. Although we feel that our gopis suffered so much because of absence of Krishna, why Krishna did all this? Why Krishna left Vrindavan at all? What was the reason of Krishna's leaving Vrindavan? The actual reason? Yes.
Was it because the gopis felt that they were they were only having the true love for Krishna? Is it true like that? Something like that?
No. Why Krishna left Vrindavan and never came back almost like for 100 years? Only he stayed for 11 years. He could have stayed in Vrindavan. He could have done all those activities from Vrindavan. So was it impossible for him? Why Krishna left the Ras Leela?
Because the gopis felt that they only had the highest perfection of love towards Krishna.
That was external reason. What was the internal?
Were they feeling proud, Prabhuji? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably the internal reason which you mentioned was that Krishna wanted to increase their intensity of love, which will happen only in separation.
Yeah. That was actually internal reason. The same was the reason for Krishna leaving Vrindavan. So to make gopis mad, although already they were mad, but to make them more mad, beyond Unmad, first mad, and then Pramad, Unmad, and then Krishna wanted to make them more and more super unmad. The gopis, they were like, they don't know anything. For a whole 100 years, they were only thinking 24/7 only of Krishna, and they were so mad. Uddhav saw that they are all mad completely. The whole day they would see, oh, Krishna will come today, and they would decorate the whole Vrindavan so nicely. Okay, Krishna will come. They would just look at that path, and then Krishna would not come that day, and then they would say, oh, Krishna will come tomorrow. So they said to Uddhava, oh Uddhava, we wanted to commit suicide, we wanted to give up our life, and we had given our lives long back. Why we are suffering so much in absence of Krishna? What was the reason? There was only one reason, they say, that why we are still alive. Because while Krishna was leaving Vrindavan, he said, Ayasyami, I will come soon. So Krishna gave that promise. If Krishna wouldn't have given that promise, we would have committed suicide long back. All the gopis mass suicide, they would have jumped in the waters. But only Krishna said, I will come soon. That's why we are alive. That's why we are alive.
So basically,
So,
Prabhuji, their love, gopis' love towards Krishna is purest, right?
yeah. But Krishna wanted to make that more pure and more intense. You know? So that's why he left Vrindavan for so many years together. He left Rasa dance for that reason. And he left Vrindavan for the same reason. He wanted to show that gopis, the love in separation is the highest.
So highest Viparalamba Bhava.
Yeah. And that gives the highest bliss also. And I even told once that how love in separation is more intense than love in union. Anybody remembers the example?
Sorry, Prabhuji, can you repeat what you said?
One example I gave, how the love in separation is more intense than love in union. You have to answer. 1 minute. Yeah. Nobody remembers. Okay. See, just like a person, somebody loves another person. So when that person, they both are together, then the beloved sees the lover at one place. But when the beloved, that one person is not there, then what happens?
He
He
remembers
sees in many places.
He sees that person in many places. Either he did like this, he did like this. So he sees that person at many places. So the love increases many-fold in the absence. But in the presence, the person can see at one place only. But in absence, you can see at different places, so many places, variety. So love in separation is more intense. So Krishna wanted to demonstrate this, and this is what is characteristics of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. He Radhe Vraja Devi Ke Lalite He Nanda Shuno. The Goswamis were always crying, "Where are you, Krishna? Where are you, Radharani?" They never said, "Oh, I have seen Krishna in my dream. I seen yesterday Krishna and Radha Krishna in my dream." No, they were always thinking, where are they? They are always in mood of separation, which is highest Vipralamba. So that is what is given to us by Rupa Goswami. So Krishna left the Rasa dance, Krishna left Vrindavan only to increase the love of the gopis, to show what is the highest, the separation of Vipralamba Bhava. So it's very difficult for us to understand, but we should at least understand that where we are. We are not even mad, not to speak of pramad and then unmad. We are we are also on unmad, but for sense gratification, exactly opposite. So we have our goal is very far. Gopi's madness. That is the goal of our life. Prabhupada said. What are the three lessons? Different devotees can get.
humility attracts Krishna, pride repels Krishna.
Very good. That is first. Second.
Absence make heart grow fonder.
Absence make heart go fonder. And third.
The goal of our life is simply become mad for Krishna.
Goal of life is simply become mad about Krishna. That is the goal. So how many of you want to become mad about Krishna? Please raise hand. Anybody? Only two devotees raise hand. Only three devotees want to become mad. Okay. So we should always remember this. Become mad for Krishna. That's all, just mad. We should not be, oh, I am very sober devotee, I'm very sensible, I don't do anything like this. Hell with it, just mad. The gopis were just mad. They were madly imitating Krishna, you see. And that gives the greatest joy in life, becoming mad for Krishna. So externally, of course, we have to act like normal gentlemen and do our duty. But internally, we should have that madness. Just become mad for Krishna. Thinking of Krishna always, and not only just mad, but which is the third stage of madness? Mad and then unmad. It is unmad. It's pramad and unmad. So unmad, like that. Okay, so I have to go back to temple. I am here at a house program, and it will take another 1 hour to reach. Okay,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
thank you very much. Very
Hare
good.
Krishna. Any questions? We'll ask only one question. Anybody's?
Everybody is mad for Krishna. They don't have a question.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Asibanda Prabhu, you can do out of thanks and we'll conclude.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me opportunity. Prabhuji, it was nice. It's like every Saturday we are getting for whole week nectar. As usual, you are very enthusiastic, and on this, especially on the Krishna Leela, you are like Unmad. That's what it was. So nectarian, and well, thank you, Prabhuji, and we'll always we are waiting for you next week for another wonderful class. And we'll chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra for the wonderful class. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Rama, Ram Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Vancha
Hare
Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu
Krishna,
Patani Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo.
Jai
Srila
की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय,
Jai Sri Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu ki.
चैतन्य चंद्रदास प्रभु जी की जय.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you can stop the live. Shivakuna Prabhu.
Yes, okay.